it's Monte. We're back with the final installment of the wave loading video series. Today is arm training. I'm very excited for this because I'm going to share a lot of cool things I guarantee you haven't seen before and how to make your arms stronger, especially so if you've hit a plateau. It's going to be very beneficial for you. One thing I hope you've grasped over the last few videos is that size follows strength. We know that hypertrophy brings on a 5-fold increase in strength. I'll say that again. Hypertrophy brings on a 5-fold increase in strength. So what that means is that for every kilo of lean body weight you gain, you're going to also make a 5 kilo increase in all your respective lifts. This is extremely exciting. So for an individual who currently weighs 80 kilos and goes up 10 kilos in body weight, so he goes from 80 to 90 kilos, he'll experience his bench press go from 120 to 170 kilos. If you're a natural bodybuilder and you're looking to increase maximal muscular development, you have to focus on increasing maximal strength to achieve maximal hypertrophy. All right, let's get rolling. Okay, so here's the protocol for arm training. We're going to do biceps and triceps today. We're going to superset them. We're going to start off with a barbell preacher curl, easy bar, close grip, superset with a close grip tricep extension with chains. I'll explain why I've selected these exercises as we go. For time efficiency, we're going to superset them. So we're going to still use the same weight loading protocol, but we'll go 8, 8, rest, 6, 6, rest. 4, 4, rest. You know the routine. Training our triceps, depending on your elbow position, you're going to recruit a different part of your tricep. You can't isolate one part of your tricep with any exercise because they all tie into the same tendon, but we can shift the emphasis on a certain area. So when your arms are further from the midline of your body, you work more long head. As your arms move closer to the midline of your body, you work more medial head. Okay, so understand that depending on where your arms are when doing tricep extensions, up here, you're going to work more long head. Down here, you're going to work more medial head. In between, you're going to work more of a combination of long and lateral. Okay? So use that knowledge to your advantage. One more cool thing about triceps that you should understand is that of the 3 heads, the lateral head is your lazy head. The long head and medial head are your real workhorses. They do the majority of the work. So you need to really switch up your exercises. You know, close grip benches, dips, parallel bar dips with weight, and the one we're doing today to really stimulate that lateral head because it requires greater loads to see improvement on. That's why powerlifters have really big arms. When it comes to arm training, these guys are your absolutely best friends. The problem with getting stronger and bigger arms is that most gyms have dumbbells that only go up in 5 pound increments. So if you think about it, on an incline bicep curl, most guys, are doing 35, 40 pounds. Say you're doing incline curls of 40 pounds. Well, to go from 40 pounds to 45 pounds, that's a 12.5% increase. That's like increasing your bench press from 400 pounds to 450 pounds in one set. It's absolutely ridiculous. So when it comes to arm training, it's really cool to be in a gym that has these 2.5 pound increments, which are 1.1 kilos, so that we can make those small increments. We can make those small increases. Remember, the whole principle behind building muscle is to coax your muscles into growth, not force them. Psychologically and physiologically, it's a lot easier to go up in small amounts and to keep making progress and apply that principle Kaizen we learned about in a video or two ago. Okay, third set. You guys, take a look at this arm. Healthy, normal, full extension of my elbow. I can fully extend it. You can do this, don't take it for granted. Now look at this arm. You notice how I can't straighten it? I've got a structural issue here. There's bone chips in here from an injury, and I've got to get the bone chips removed so I can fully straighten it. It's not a tissue issue. There's actual blockage in here. I can't fully straighten my arm. So you can imagine how that limits my tricep and my bicep workouts, and even my shoulder workouts. I'm not able to fully extend that arm. So I'm actually getting surgery on it in a couple months. It's going to put me out of commission for a little while, but I'm hoping that it's going to give me back more of my range and prevent arthritis down the road. So it's something I have to work around. So if you don't see my arm fully extending or shortening, it's not because I'm not trying, it's just like I physically can't. All right, so we're going to wave 2, back to 8 reps. Things I want you to know about bicep curls. Notice how my whole body is motionless. I'm not extending my back to get the weight up. I'm actually extending my elbows. I'm performing the function of my biceps to extend and flex my elbows. So another thing, notice how I'm not looking down at the weight. As soon as you look down, you lose 10 to 20% of your strength because the nerve that innervates the bicep kind of doesn't get sent as efficiently. So when you're doing your bicep curls, keep your neck neutral the whole time. Never, ever look down. Once you look down, you lose your strength. That goes for all your exercises. You want to keep your neck neutral or slightly extended. Very slightly. notice I only hit 6 or 7 reps there. I was supposed to hit 8. Well, that's what sometimes happens if you don't get the weights properly. So this is gonna take a little time to figure out where to start your loads and how to get through the whole workout successfully with the approach that I'm teaching you. So if you air out, something that I could do to self-correct this is just to take a little longer rest period. So if my rest periods were 3 minutes, I might take 4 minutes now so that I can keep hitting that 8-6-4. That's an adjustment you can make. And even though we're lifting low reps for heavy loads, my arms are absolutely pumped up like right now. Like, I mean, I can't touch. I mean, there's no skin there. There's nothing to grab on the front or the back. I mean, I don't hold much body fat on my arms, but still. So, here's what I'm gonna do. Because I only hit 6-7 reps, I'm not gonna increase the weight. I'm just gonna leave the weight the same now so I can try and get 6 reps again with that same weight. See what I'm saying? So, there's a bit of flexibility you can build in if you have to, but the idea is not to do that. So with biceps curls, very important to know what we're trying to do is keep our elbow still and flex our palm towards our shoulder with no shoulder flexion. So you notice that I can do this with this arm, but I can only do this much with this arm. So I'm taking every exercise through my maximal range of motion. That's something for you to incorporate in yourself. So even though I can't go all the way down, I want you to try and get as much extension at your elbows as possible. You're gonna recruit as many muscles, you're gonna recruit the greatest amount of muscle fibers. All right? My 6 set, probably just going to leave that weight the same as well, because with the fatigue that I carry to the next set, 4 will be a good goal. This week, arms is the only day we're doing 2 exercises, one for biceps, one for triceps. I'm actually going to do another video that shows you some different examples of how to write your training week on how to pair up body parts depending on your fitness level. The only other thing you could do is pair up chest and back, but I prefer the way that I set it up for you in the description below. Arms are going to be in the gym a little longer, unless you wanted to come in a 6th day to train, but I find that taking 2 days off a week is preferential for allowing your nervous system to recover so that you come back fresh. Remember, just because your muscle cells are recovered doesn't mean your nervous system or hormonal or immune system is recovered. So you have to appreciate those systems that have a recovery requirement as well. All right, so let's go into our 6th set. Little arm tip for you. So wrist position. You'll notice that the smallest changes in wrist position, elbow position will make a dramatic difference in how you feel the exercise. So what we know is that you're 15 to 20% stronger by having your wrist slightly flexed when you curl. By extending your wrist down and back, you're gonna be weaker and it's gonna force the extensors of your elbow, your biceps, to work harder. So when you're doing any form of bicep exercise, if you wanna recruit your biceps more heavily, extend your wrist back and down slightly. You'll probably, if you've been watching my wrist position, you will have noticed that I've been doing this the entire workout. So I want to isolate my biceps. I'm not interested in just seeing how much weight I can pile on. That's not why I come to the gym. I look to build my muscles. So extension of your wrist is going to recruit more biceps. Position. We're going to be slightly like that. That's how we're curling. Our wrists are slightly extended, cocked down and back. Once you do this, you're 15 to 20% stronger. You can try it. Tricep exercises. The idea is to stay motionless. The only thing working are the elbow extensors. So we want everything, the goal is to keep everything in cement except for this movement here. Alright? Alright, so that's it for this video. If you've been watching the video series, I'm sure you get it. If you don't, click the description link below. I laid the whole thing out for you so you can see what it looks like when it's all put together. If you're an intermediate, you'll go on and do 9 sets. If you're advanced, you're going to do 12 sets per body part, giving you a total of either 18 or 24 total sets for the workout. Yes, I know the arm training day is a little longer. That's okay. I want you to have 2 total rest days a week. I find that 5 total work days in the week is optimal for hypertrophy and increasing strength and gives you a good amount of time to recover. So we have to pair up 2 of the body parts in at least one of the workouts to achieve that. If you guys have comments or questions, if you need further clarifications, you can leave them below. We can do a follow-up video answering them and make sure you guys really get it. But the one thing I wanted you to really understand, I can't stress enough, is the principle of Kaizen and application of weight training. We learned that Kaizen is basically the philosophy of constant and never-ending improvement, even if it's in small increments. And you really have to understand that to build muscle, you need to coax your muscles into growth. We can't force them. Even if you're making small increments, they're still increments, and that's going to produce better long-term results. That brings a lot of security to your training, and it's a lot easier psychologically and physically when we come to the gym and we train if we apply that mentality. And the whole wave loading protocol really gets that principle of Kaizen. So that's why it's such an effective strength building protocol, and we know that when we increase strength, you're gonna most likely increase size. You're gonna experience maximal muscular development, and that's what we're here for, right? I think that's it. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you need to reach me personally, you can get me on my fan page or join my newsletter, vincedelmontefitness.com. I'm out, guys. Thanks so much for watching. You guys rock.